Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Hannah, and on this channel we talk all things home decor, home aesthetics, mixing high and low with new and old. And in today's video, it is my husband's office reveal. So if this is something you are interested in watching, just keep on watching. I swear it has been one home office reveal after another, and I'm so excited to finally share this space with you because you have rarely seen this space within my home, and for a few reasons. When my husband and I first moved into our home 4 years ago, this is a brand new build, and part of a brand new build is you are responsible for the flooring, and flooring a 4,000 square foot home adds up very, very quickly. So we cut a little corners by carpeting this downstairs office space as well as the loft with the intention of ripping that carpet up and then flooring it with hardwood when we had the funds for it. So we finally have gotten around to replacing that flooring, and I have been spending the last 6 to 8 months painting this space, curating a home, buying furniture, and I'm really excited because this video is in collaboration with Kathy Kuo. If you are unfamiliar with Kathy Kuo, they have so many beautiful items on their website. They have over 41,000 SKUs on their website that are sourced from 250 different vendors. They have beach, coastal, modern, contemporary, rustic. They have anything from home decor, furniture, outdoor, flatware, textiles, you name it. Kathy Kuo has honestly everything you could possibly imagine on their website, and I'm so excited that I got to team up with them for this office reveal. So without further ado, you guys, let's get into today's reveal. Here are just a few behind the scenes of all of us working together to get this office space in line. Ryder was very anxious to want to help with the painting process, so she got herself a paint roller and helped get this office all painted. She was a really big help. Now, like I mentioned in my intro, we had this originally carpeted, so we had replaced the carpet with hardwood flooring that matched the rest of the house. That way it was nice and cohesive. And from here, Colin and I are just moving in some of those bigger furniture pieces. But another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to replace all of these switch plates to have a beautiful brass finish. I purchased these from Renovation, and I think these are really pretty because they kind of bring in the brass from the chandelier that you guys will see later on and kind of play nicely with this green color. Welcome to my husband's office reveal. I'm going to be providing you guys lots of B-rolls because this space is a little bit dark and it is small, so I'm going to be showing you B-rolls of like the details of every single thing within this room. I'm also going to walk you guys through every single that we put into this office space, and everything will be linked down below in the description box if you choose to shop for some of the items within my space. But without further ado, you guys, let's get into today's video. So the main thing we changed in this room is obviously the paint color. We went with a really beautiful earthy brown green. Now, picking paints can be very overwhelming because there's so many different hues of a specific color. I knew I really wanted a more of a brown green, and so we landed on Glidden's Conservation in an eggshell finish, and this color is so beautiful in person. It's definitely more of that like deep brown green, and I love it because it plays with the other elements throughout my house. I love how earthy it is. It feels masculine in here, but it also makes sense as you do see this space when you walk by. You guys already know filming rugs is very awkward when it comes to creating content, but the rug was the second item that I purchased when it came to designing the space, and I felt like this was the perfect neutral for this area. Now, the walls are so dark, so I wanted to counterbalance that with a light colored rug, and this rug is great because it has of neutrals within it. It has a mixture of gray, ivory, light cream color, and dark brown, so it really does mesh and marry all of those neutrals together. I also really love the fact that this pattern is very muted. It is not in your face pattern because I was going to be bringing different elements through artwork and different accessories, and so I didn't want the rug to really be fighting with all the other elements within this space. This is the Ronin rug, again by Renovation. This is a hand knotted rug, so it definitely is a little bit more of an investment, but it's a really stunning rug, and I'm really happy and pleased with how this rug played with the overall design of my husband's office space. Now, obviously, a desk is a huge aspect of any office space. And so as I was designing this area, I really wanted it to have a masculine feel, but also pull the colors that are kind of within this rug that will be grounding the desk space. So I ended up getting onto rh.com and finding this line, which is the Breton. And one thing really cool about this desk is not only does it have a masculine feel, but it mixes a contemporary look with a modern design. So you're getting that really beautiful curvature and interplaying the straight lines with the cool bar that goes across the bottom, as you guys will see in my B-rolls. It's a really beautiful desk. It's a little bit unique, and I think it just adds a lot of visual interest to this overall space. Getting more into some of the decor elements, we added this tree that was once in my loft down to this space. Now, this room is rather small, very similar to my office space, and so I didn't have a lot of square footage to put a gigantic tree in here, but I knew I needed something to just kind of break up everything and to add that needed texture for his office. Now, this is from West Elm. This is West Elm's black olive version. Love it because it is simple. It's not a lot going on. The branches are very minimal, and I think it just adds the perfect amount of texture to his office. And I have it paired in a Kathy Kuo vase that I got a couple years ago that just adds this beautiful kind of rich terracotta color. It is absolutely perfect. And one thing that I added extra to this tree is I put some battery operated uplighting in it that I purchased on Amazon. So when the overhead lights are off, this light just kind of shines up the tree and adds just an extra added element of lighting to the space as it is a little bit dark. Now, the biggest star of the show is obviously the artwork piece behind me. Now, this is from Kathy Kuo Home. This is their Lucille French Country artwork piece, and she is a big girl. She is 54 inches high by 82 inches wide, just to give you guys an idea of the size of this artwork piece. And it honestly ties all of the colors together. It's moody, it's edgy, it's masculine, yet still very beautiful. It has the browns, blacks. The sky is nice because it kind of lightens the space. It pulls in the grays from the rug below. And honestly, this artwork piece was the last piece of my puzzle, and I'm so excited with how it pulled all of these elements together. Now, obviously, having something to sit at your desk is very important. So I got this chair also from Kathy Kuo. This is their Mika mid-century armed dining chair. Now, I personally like having a dining chair as a desk versus a traditional office chair. I personally am not a fan of having a big bulky base with the rollers. I know it is more functional and obviously a little bit more practical when it comes to an office space, but I really love just adding a dining chair. And this chair was really important to me because it was bringing in the lightness that I needed for this space. Obviously, we have a lot of dark, earthier tones. I wanted to kind of counterbalance that with contrast. And so this dining chair is absolutely perfect for this space. It's in a beautiful ivory boucle color. I love that it has armrests on the side and that we are able to tuck this in to the desk. And it's also super comfortable, which is important. And I love the fact that we can push this into the desk if we need to, but it's also really fun just having it out and styled. I put one of my really beautiful throw blankets on there. And again, this is the Mika mid-century armed dining chair from Kathy Kuo. Now, when it comes to a space, framing out the window with either a curtain or a drape is really, really important, and that is exactly what I did for this space. Now, I knew I wanted to have a contrasting color since the walls are so dark. I went with the company 2 Pages. It is the same company that I've used many times in my home, including my primary bedroom, and I went with the Liz polyester linen pinch pleat drape in a really beautiful ivory color. I wanted a really full look on either side of my window, so I doubled the width that I needed for this space. But I love 2 Pages because you can customize your width, you can customize your length, the type of header you have, as well as the material that you want to use, as well as color. So be sure to check out 2 Pages, but I definitely wanted to bring in a beautiful drape to this space. So one of the last little areas of this office space is this seating area that I created for kind of myself, because like my office, I wanted an area for my husband to sit if I was working and vice versa. So this area just kind of tied everything together, starting with the side table. This is the Vaughn mid-century pedestal table from Kathy Kuo in a beautiful black oak color. I have lots of black in my home, so I wanted to make sure to bring that tone in this space as well to kind of break up all of the browns and earthier tones. So we definitely brought in that contrast through this table and some of the other decor elements. Now I have a variety of different decor on there, from my vintage clay pot to some coffee table books, and then bringing in that checkered aspect that I love kind of popping in my home here and there. So that was this table. Now the chair is a special order from Pottery Barn, and you guys, I love this chair. It is not only so incredibly comfortable, but I love the color. This is in a beautiful teddy material, and it's in a kind of cognac chestnutty brown. I love it. I have a pillow in this same exact tone and material that live on my couch. So this will be a fun chair to kind of mess around and kind of move throughout my home if I do decide to want to change and move things around. So love this chair. And the last aspect is that layering of lighting, and I have that brass element through my lamp. This was a floor lamp that I actually found on Home Depot. I have moved it around my home as well, and so this was the perfect area to add that lamp. So when all of the lights are off, I will have that lamp, that floor lamp on, and it just adds such a beautiful ambiance to this space and seating area. Now this is the last wall of my husband's office space, and if you would have caught my office reveal, I stated that every single room within this build, they accommodated for a TV to be hung. So behind this mirror are actually outlets, and instead of having another piece of artwork that would compete with the one that was directly across from it, I decided to do a really big oversized mirror that not only will reflect the light, it will make this room feel a little bit larger. And so I went with a really big mirror that I actually got on Amazon. This is in 40 inches in diameter, and I went with a black finish to kind of tie in some of the other elements like the curtain rod and then the accent table that lives right next to it. All right, and the last and final item of this office reveal space is the vintage skinny bench that lives directly underneath the mirror. Now, like I mentioned, they accommodated for TVs in every single room. So behind the mirror is the outlet, which then you would have the outlets and all the other cable hookups below. So I decided to have that skinny bench hide those outlets because I just don't like looking at them and I don't want to bring attention. This room isn't very big, so it couldn't afford to have a big cabinet or a big entryway table. So I decided to bring this skinny bench to kind of mask those outlets, and then I just accessorized it with some of my decor elements. I have this really beautiful marble kind of scalloped bowl that I got on Homegoods. I have a variety of different RH catalogs, and then I draped my really fun checkered blanket that I also got from Homegoods a while back. So just kind of masking those outlet pieces and just bringing all of these elements together, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. Now the lighting is another thing that I wanted to touch on before wrapping up this video, and I love this chandelier. It is a chandelier that I purchased when I did work for Restoration Hardware. This is the Revolve line. It's a really cool modern look. I love the glass fixtures. It's a very beautiful brass, and honestly, when this chandelier is the only thing that's on, no overhead lighting, it just has this really beautiful warm tone to it. Now, another thing that my husband and I did to this space a few years back is we did shiplap the ceiling, which I think added a lot of visual interest and texture to this space, because at the end of the day, this is just kind of a blob box. So I was really glad and really happy that him and I tackled this a few years back, and that everything else just kind of played nicely with this overall design. All right, guys, and that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this home office reveal of my husband's space. I'm so excited that I can finally share it with you and now have another area to create content. If you are interested in anything from today's video, including the Kathy Kuo items, be sure to check the description box for links. Thank you again to Kathy Kuo for teaming up with me on this collaboration. I really love how this space turned out, and I hope you guys did too. And until next time, I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.